Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? Kim Davis, you're looking at right there. She is a county clerk for Rowen County, Kentucky. She is refusing to issue marriage license to anyone. Doesn't matter if it's a straight couple or if it's a gay marriage license requested. She refuses to give anybody a license because she's not going to discriminate against anyone. But at the same time, she will not break her convictions and her religious faith with God and issue gay marriage license. Now, she's not just somebody new to the scene. This is a woman that's been in the position. She has been working in the clerk's office and for 27 years. Everybody in that county knows this woman. Everybody that's got married in the last 27 years there had to get a license from her. She's a devout Christian, dedicated to God and her faith. And even though the Supreme Court of the United States orders her to start issuing gay marriage license, she refuses. She says, and this is Rowen County, Kentucky clerk Kim Davis, said she was not issuing a marriage license under God's authority. Now, this Christian official has refused to issue these marriage licenses to same-sex couples in Kentucky despite exhausting all of her legal options. 2 gay couples denied licenses have requested Rowen County clerk Kim Davis to be held in contempt of court. But they asked a district judge to punish Mrs. Kim Davis by fining her rather than sending her to jail. But now there's already been request to the Secretary of State and to the governor of Kentucky to have Kim Davis arrested and prosecuted for not performing her duties as a state and county employee. The United States Supreme Court yesterday rejected the argument that Kim Davis's faith prevented her from carrying out her duty. Despite court orders to continue issuing licenses, Mrs. Davis turned away 2 gay couples seeking marriage Tuesday morning. Now, Mrs. Davis, who cannot be removed from her post because she is an elected official, stayed inside her office with the blinds closed as the couples demanded to see her. She eventually came out, but she said she would not issue any licenses. Under whose authority, she was asked. She responded, under God's authority. Dozens of reporters and activists, both supporters and opponents of gay marriage, filed the waiting area of the Rowen County Clerk's office, alternatively chanting, do your job, stand, and others were chanting, stand firm, stand firm. One of the men seeking a license was David Arnold. He said he and his partner would not leave the office until they were married. Mrs. Davis replied, then you're going to have a long day. Well, it looks like the showdown is taking place in no better state than Kentucky. Let me just say this. No better state in the Union than Kentucky. I can tell you, my mom and dad were born in Kentucky. My dad was born in Hazard, Kentucky. My mom was born in Jackson, Kentucky. And I lived in Kentucky, actually, for almost 9 years. I lived in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and Louisville, Kentucky. And I can tell you, this is a Bible Belt state, God-fearing, Bible-thumping, pew, altar bumping, pew jumping. These are the born-again believers. And, they're not playing church down there. They are the church of Jesus Christ. And so I praise this young lady for standing her ground. I understand she's in a very precarious situation. It's easy for anyone to say, hey, She's doing what she's got to do, and I do the same thing. I'm not so sure everybody would do the same thing. She's facing 27 years of pension potentially being taken from her. She is facing humiliation, even death threats. She is being criticized and slandered all over the social media and now the major mass media. And yet this woman of faith continues to stand her ground because she knows, and folks, you might say, well, I disagree with her position. All right, but you have to admit whether you agree with her position or not. Do you believe the United States federal government has the right to infringe on your faith? Do they have the right to force you to do something that is against your belief? And it's not like it's some kooky new cult that came up with some weird thing that goes against the rules of society. We're talking about the institution of marriage that's as old as Adam and Eve. All right? We're talking about America founded on the principles of the Bible, all of a sudden making a about-face turn toward darkness, and to decide all of a sudden they're going to impose their this new cultural shift upon even the Bible-believing Christians. And folks, this is why she has a right. She was not elected clerk to issue gay marriages. They changed the rules in the middle of the game. And she is saying, look, you guys, you people can go to the next county and get a license. You don't have to come here. I'm not giving these out. But the next counties next to me, they are. Just go there, get a license. You don't have to come here. I'm not going to serve. And if the next time the elections come around, if the people of this state do not want me to be the clerk, they'll vote me out. But if they vote me in, then they know my position. Let me just tell you something. When I lived in Kentucky, there's what's called dry counties and wet counties. A lot of states don't have this, but Kentucky still does. Certain counties in Kentucky, it's illegal to drink alcohol. It's called a dry county. You cannot drink alcohol in those counties. You cannot buy it and you cannot sell it. You can go to the next county and drink if you want to, but don't bring the alcohol back into that county. It's against the law. Now, folks, you could argue, well, wait a minute. It's our constitutional right to drink if we want to. That's true. It is, but not in those counties. Folks, the same precedent would hold with this. And I think that needs to be her new legal. Look, I'm not a lawyer, but I would recommend that would be take a look at that from a religious standpoint. Take a look at that in the same way, and that should be her counter legal position to the court. But at this point, she's out of options, they say. She has no more options left. The Supreme Court has ordered her. And if she continues to refuse, then you may see Mrs. Kim Davis arrested and taken to jail. Can you imagine a faithful public servant of 27 years, a devout Christian, respected in her community, being overrun by the federal government and forcing people to go against their faith? If this happens to Kim Davis, then you can get ready for your next appointment at your local FEMA camp, because it is coming and it's not far away. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ and stand firm. Time is running out.